What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm BT24 and we're coming at you with another video. We have our first deck profile for the BT24 format, and we're going to have to rush through these suckers because the EX11 format is right on our heels. In fact, we'll be doing one every probably second day, hopefully. With market analysis in there and stuff like that. So we will be doing one, every second day. We'll probably just get done right as EX11 drops or like the day after. But we're going to be doing our BT24 deck list. Sorry it took so long. This is a really short format. Plus, we had a lot of stuff going on with family and just in general, missing cards, right? We didn't get all the supers. We got two. We got half play sets of several supers from BT24, which really sucks because it limits your ability to play these decks without proxies, and I hate proxies. So, we got all our stuff, and we're got our stuff in the mail, so we actually were able to test this a little bit more, and now we have our deck lists already, and we're starting with purple, and it is Creepymon. Creepymon X-Antibody, the last Demon Lord to get an X-Antibody card, I believe. That we now all the Demon Lords have X-Antibody cards, so what I'm waiting for now is like dual color or triple color X-Antibody cards that are busted, kind of like Omni X, how they went for like triple color X-Antibody cards in Royal Knights, like Magnamon, Omnimon, and they just, every time they release Gallantmon, every time they release one, it's just so good. But we'll see what happens here. But anyways, let's get into Creepymon. Actually, not the only Demon Lord deck I've never played, because I actually have never played Leviamon or Barbamon. But one that I didn't think I'd be playing so soon. But the mill aspect of this deck is really, really cool. So I really enjoyed that. And I want to get into it here, and let's show you what we're running, give you the reasons, and see how you like it. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. Starting off with our Digi-Egg, we're just playing 4 straight copies of the Pokemon from EX10, which is your turn. Once per turn, when your opponent's deck is trash, draw 1. So good chance you're going to be able to get this off with your deck. So that's really, really good. So that's just the simple, plain and simple here. Then getting into our rookies here, we're going to go with 4 of the Digimon from BT24. Reveal top 3 of your deck. Add 1 card with Evil or Fallen Angel trait, and 1 card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait. So covers both your Creepymon, and all your stuff should be either Evil or Fallen Angel. And then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then trash 1 card in your hand, so it does trash cards in your hand, so that's kind of good. When attacking, once per turn, trash the top card of both players' deck. So that's your mill engine and your inheritable. The next thing we're playing is four copies of the Digimon from EX10, which is start of your main if your opponent has 0 or fewer cards in their trash. 10 or fewer. You can barely see it. Fewer cards in their trash. Trash the top 2 cards of that player's deck. Then if they have 10 or more in their trash, you gain a memory. So memory gain is always really good. Start a main phase, pretty good. Same when attacking, inheritable. Trash the top cards of both players' deck, so it helps you mill more. I am playing 2 copies of the Devimon, Promo Devimon, TS Devimon. Start your main phase if you have 4 or less memory. This Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the Fallen Angel or TS trait in the hand without paying the cost. We do run Devimon. He's our Fallen Angel. We only have 4 copies of him, so that's why I'm only running 2. He also has 1 attacking, draw 1, trash 1. That can be good because you get pieces that you need out of your hand into your trash, as well as the fact that the starter main allows you to Digivolve for free, so you can go into your level 4 for free, use his ability, and then you just have to Digivolve into your level 5 and 6 in this deck. I like it because, say with Scramble or something else, you can create a really lucrative free move, but I don't think it's worth playing a lot of copies. That's why I'm only playing 2. I was thinking about 3, but I wanted to play 2 copies of this Impmon, at least 2 copies of the Impmon. I was kind of going back and forth, do I play 3 of this or 3 of this? but I decided to do 2 and 2 because I think they do add something to the deck, and that's because this Impmon is a mill engine. Start your main phase, trash the top 2 cards of your deck, and once it's trashed from the deck, you can pop a level 4 or lower, so it has some value being milled. And then inheritable for every 10 cards in your trash. This Digimon gains plus 1,000 inheritable. Not a Beelzemon specific thing, and you are milling tons of cards from your own deck as well as your opponent's. So really, really good in the long run. So I do like that as well. So that is our rookies, 12 rookies. I would potentially only play one less, like I said, because I was originally going to play 3 of one, and I decided to test 2 of each, and I'm liking it like that so far. Then we have our 4 copies of Beelzemon here for level 4s. When moving, when digivolving, I like that when moving because you can put it in the back and don't have to worry about it. Trash 1 card in your hand, then your opponent may trash 1 card in their hand if your opponent didn't trash with this effect. Trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So either they're losing pieces in their hand or you're forcing them to mill more, which is always really good, especially when you give them the choice, because then they have to weigh their decisions. All turns while your opponent has 10 or more cards in your trash, this Digimon gains blocker and 2,000 DP, so it gets up to 6,000, because 4,000 is a little bit low. You can hard play this for 4, which is actually pretty good. And then when attacking once per turn, trash top card of both players' decks, same inheritable. And then, of course, our Devimons, like we said, our 4 Devimon. Start your main phase when digivolving. If your opponent has 10 or fewer cards in their trash the top 2 cards of both players' deck. Then if they have 10 or more in their trash, you may return 1 card with the Fallen Angel or Undead trait from your trash to your hand. So you get your cards back that you need. This is really good. This is where I said the combo, if you use like something like Scramble to put this on top of your deck from your trash, and then you play out that TS Devimon, you draw into this, you late game, you get a free Digivolution, you can add a piece back to your hand. Say if you don't have your level 5 because it's Fallen Angel or Undead, or you can add your Skull Satamon to hand, and then you're ready to go up into your bigger guy. So that I do like that. That is it for our level 4s. We just played the 8 level 4s. It's a really small lineup, but we got lots of different search cards and stuff like that, which we'll get into later in the video. Level 5, Skull Satamon. He's undead, so he doesn't search off of the evil trait, unfortunately. But you can add him back to hand with that Devimon, like we said. He's got blocker. He's got when digivolving on deletion. If your opponent has 10 or fewer cards that are trash the top 3 cards of both players' decks. Then if your opponent has 10 or more in their trash, you may play 1 level 4 lower evil or Fallen Angel trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. So this is cool because it adds bodies onto the floor. We like that. And so it's any level 4 evil. So it's basically your whole deck. Again, really, really good. And then when attacking, inheritable. This also has the Fallen Angel trait. So you can search it out with your deck. My bad. You always got to remember that black text rule. And then when attacking once per turn, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. And if your opponent has 10 or fewer cards in their trash, instead trash the top 2. But it's security attack +1 most of the time because this deck mills really, really fast. And then we have the other Skull Satamon from EX10, which is also a blocker. He has the same when digivolving on deletion ability. If you have 10 or fewer, trash the top 3 of both our decks. Then if you have, then delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon. Then if your opponent has 10 or more, add 2 to this effect's maximum. So he's just a good popper. This guy plays out bodies, which is really good. But this guy just pops things. And so he pops a level 3, and then if you have 10 or more, he'll pop up to a level 5. He's got the same when attacking inheritable, so that you get security attack +1, and if you have 10 or fewer, you instead trash the top 2. So I'm not sure how I'm on this. Like, I like the destruction, especially when you're trying to get around floodgates, so that's why I like more of the EX10 one. If I feel like the summoning Digimon from your trash is more important, I'll probably swap and have, 4 of the other one. But right now I like the ability to pop floodgates and other things. That's it for our level 5s. Just a 7 there. And then, of course, the big bad boy himself. Creepymon has the Fallen Angel trait. 7 Demon Lord. When Digivolving on deletion, delete all your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. So if there's equal, like if there's a couple that have like 2000 DP, they all get destroyed. If this effect didn't delete, trash the deck's top 5 cards. So, so that, and that's just your opponent. So you get an advantage in milling over your opponent because you're just doing their side, and that's when Digivolving and on deletion. And then when attacking, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, you may play 1 red or purple 5000 DP or lower Digimon card from your trash to your empty breeding area without paying the cost. So you can set up your breeding area for next turn with start and main abilities, and that's 5000 DP or lower. So you can set up your Devimon as well as your Vilemon as well as your level 3s. So that's really, really good. And then end of your turn, this Digimon may attack. So that's really cool as well. Because you can always attack with this guy, which is what makes Creepymon X-Antibody so good in this deck, and we'll go into that in just a second. Just being able to attack at the end of the turn after you don't have to worry because he is a 4-cost Digivolution, which is pretty high. But if we go into Creepymon X, you'll see why. So Creepymon X plays from the trash, your turn, when any of your Creepymon attacks. So, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, by Digivolving it into this card without paying the cost, trash your opponent's top security card. So you don't pay the cost, and you get to, and plus you get to do this, guys, when attacking and put something in the breeding area first. Then you can just Digivolve into this guy for free and trash your opponent's top security card. And then when Digivolving, delete all of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. Then you may play up to 4 play cost total worth of evil or fallen angel trait cards from your trash without paying the cost. For every 10 cards in your opponent's trash, add 4 to the effects play cost maximum. So at 10, you're already playing 8 total play costs worth of Digimon. So that's actually really, really good. So it lets you spam the board with stuff, which is always really nice. And that kind of helps you because you can just go into him off of the trash. You can get an extra check and extra trash, and there's just so many cool things. And the option cards are what makes this even better. So we'll get into the option cards, right? We are playing 2 Tamers. We're playing Imako because it reveals top 4, adds a Digimon card with Evil, Wizard, or Demon Lord. So all of your level 3s are targets. All your Creepymons are targets. So you have a huge amount of targets off of this card. You got no Wizards, unfortunately. And your Fallen Angels don't count Evil either, but your level 4 Vilemons do count. So it's really only like 11 cards that don't count as a search target. And then when one of your Digimon digivolves into a purple Digimon card by suspending this Tamer, return one card from the hand, top of the deck, and gain a memory. You set up mills that you want. So if you want something to get milled, like a Creepymon X or like that Impmon, you can set that up. Or if you have stuff that you just don't want in your hand, you can set that up with Imako. So it's really, really good. And you get memory off of it. So that's it. What we play for the Tamers. For options, we play 4 of the new Flame Inferno option, the promo. It's a great security check because it activates the card in main effect. Also, when this card would be used, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, reduce the cost by 3. So it plays for 6 after you get your deck rolling. And then main delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. Then by deleting one of your evil or fallen angel trait Digimon, you may play 1 Creepymon from your trash without paying the cost. That Digimon played by the effect gains Rush and Blocker until your opponent turn ends. So the really cool thing with this is you can go into this, you can play your Creepymon that you just killed from your trash. You can play one of the Creepymon from your trash, so you can play it from your trash really easily. You can then attack with his then attack ability because you now have Rush, and then you can go into Creepymon X-Antibody, trash a card, and get a check. And the cool thing is, like, with with Skull Satamon security, you can do that all, potentially, like, if you don't pass turn, you can attack, do a couple security checks, and then do that whole combo and do 2 more checks. You can do 4 checks in 1 turn, and potentially not even put your opponent at a super good memory spot. And plus, if they hit this on their turn, it's even better for you. It's just so much better. So it's really cool, and you just gotta pop one of your evil trait Digimon, especially when you play out extra Digimon. It's actually really, really easy. And then we play 3 copies of 7th Gravitation. As a trash ability, your turn when one of your Digimon digivolves into Creepymon X-Antibody. By returning this card to the bottom of the deck, activate its main effect, which is delete one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, trash the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. So just further mill support. It either gets rid of your opponent's problem card, or it just puts them closer to losing the game by mill, which is your secondary objective. It's like either play the game, attack, and win basically by doing checks, which is slower, or mill your opponent to death and put all their resources in the trash. So that's really good. And then lastly, we play the regular. We play 2 copies of Purple Memory Boost. I'm not playing 4. It's because I'm playing Scrambles, and I'll give you my reasoning on that. I'm just not a big fan of Memory Boosts in general. Like, I'm not as much as I used to be. It's still really good. Reveals top 4, gets anything pretty much from your deck except your options and your tamers, which aren't at the end of the world if those go to the bottom. You do play a lot of options, so that's another reason I don't like to play 4. The delay ability, gain 2 memory, obviously. And then we play 3 copies of Wisdom Training, because Wisdom Training just gets you any purple piece, and it sets up cheap Digivolutions. And then I play 2 Scrambles, because that sets up your Skull Satamons to be a 2-cost Digivolution. It sets up your Creepymon to be a 3-cost Digivolution. I think they're still relevant in the game, and especially in this deck. I feel like you can do a lot of things with them. Like I said, with the Devi, especially since you're milling stuff, so a lot of your stuff's in the trash. Milling the Devimon to potentially use this on your next turn to set up a play that gets you at least to level 4 without spending a single memory. And then if you have Imako 2 on the field, you can then Digivolve further. When you Digivolve, you gain a memory, so you can kind of hopefully guarantee that you'll at least have 3 memory to go into Skull Satamon, and then if you still have a training on the board, even better. So that's kind of why I like to spread out the variety of option cards I have. And so I think Purple Scramble is still really great in the deck, and does a lot. Of course, your stuff's going to get milled. Hopefully some of the stuff ends up in security, and you just make things work like that. But that is the deck, guys. Tell me what you guys think about it. What do you think about Creepymon? I think it's really cool, and I'm loving testing it out, and I really love the mill factor versus just the beating your opponent down, trashing the security. It's always really, really good. And then and the nice thing about Creepymon X-Antibody is it's played from trash, so you really never need to use X-Antibody. You never really need to go into your hand. You have so many ways of discarding it. It's really good. But let me know your guys' thoughts about all this down below. Hope you like the deck profile. Stay tuned for more BT24 deck profiles to come. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.